Hey everybody, this video really is about how to get help from someone or how to get a hold of people that you may need help from. So it's a little different than usual because we have to stay on our schedules. You can't really pop into a teacher's classroom to ask a question. So the question is, how do you get a hold of me or Mr. Reese or maybe a teacher that you don't have in your schedule right now? The best way to do it's email is to Gmail the teacher or me or Mr. Reese or somebody. That's the best way. And I think you should be able to get a response back pretty quickly from a teacher, maybe the same day. For the office, if you need to drop something off at the office, like a note or something, you can still come up to the window. If you really need to talk to me or Mr. Reese, you can come up to the office window and tell Mrs. Lewis or Mrs. Blanton, hey, I need to talk to Mr. Reese or Mr. Philly. And they'll take a message and then we'll come find you, okay? It's harder to get a hold of Mrs. Waddington because her door is shut outside her main office. You're gonna need to email Mrs. Waddington, okay? And then finally, for Mrs. Wilson in the library, she's still in charge of our Chromebooks and our Odyssey program and things like that. You could email her, or high school students, you are still allowed to walk into the library through the exterior door. If you go directly up to Mrs. Wilson and ask her a question at her desk, you can still do that. So just to recap, email is the best bet. If it's a question, you can always say, hey, I have a question, can you please find me? Or if you need something a little more urgent, you can come up to the office window and ask for help. Thank you.
I wanted to talk about one more thing, and it has to do with athletics. Mr. Hampton is our high school athletic director, and Mrs. Lewis is our athletic secretary. When you have questions about athletics, you'll want to reach out to one of them. Mrs. Lewis is the one that would let you know about your physicals and your insurance and making sure you're cleared for sports. It's critical that you pass your classes in order to participate in athletics. You need to make sure you're passing 5 classes at the very minimum to be able to participate. And if you have any questions about credit requirements or total amount of credits in order to play in an athletic season and participate, you'll want to ask Mrs. Waddington and find out for sure that you're eligible. But grades are critical. You want to make sure that you're passing all your classes, doing well in school, keeping up with your grades. You'll also want to make sure that you stay out of trouble, because we hold our student athletes to a high code of conduct based on our school district policy for IGDAR. So make sure you're following all the rules and passing all your classes, because we want to see you out there on the court or on the field or on the track playing sports, because we know that's what you guys love to do for you student athletes, okay? So if you ever have any questions, talk to Mr. Hampton or Mrs. Lewis. Thank you.
One last word on facial coverings. First of all, if you have a mask that you're wearing that's loose all the time and it keeps falling below your nose and you're having to mess with it all the time, you need a different style mask. You need to find one that's tighter. And I know for me personally, it took me a long time to find something that fit before I wasn't messing with all the time. In fact, I had to take like the strings kind of on the end and make like a little loop around them to make them tighter for my ears. And I know some of you have done that. Students need to wear a mask. They can't wear a face shield unless you have a note from your doctor. So if you're wearing a face shield the first day, don't worry about it. Let's not worry about it the first day, but just come talk to me about it. Otherwise, students need a mask. So keep it above your nose. Teachers will remind you. If it slips down, they're gonna tell you. They're gonna say, hey, make sure it's up. And it's just something that has to be done, okay? So do your best and keep working until you find something that fits. Thank you.